Hi, welcome. So today we're playing this. I might seem a little out of it. I accidentally took a nap. Well, I didn't accidentally take a nap. I accidentally took a longer nap than I intended. So I'm a little tired. But here we are. And, yeah. Let's go, I guess. Without further ado. Let's go to the lighthouse, I guess. Hang on. Options. Closed captions on. Okay, now we go. I don't think I know what this game is about, so it's about as much a surprise to you as it is to me.
Dear Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands. 300 years later, even they have departed.
The Hebrides? I feel like I should know where that is, but I don't. I'm pretty sure it's British. Somewhere. So do I go inside? This house is kind of creepy. Or do I follow the upper path, the lower path, or go inside the house? Let's go inside the house. I do have a flashlight. So remember how I'm always commenting that, oh, if I wish I could import other Unity games into a house flipper. Hi Ash, you missed one bout of dialogue. Hebridean history. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but I just said it like that, so now it is. Yes. Well, anyway, this is H. C2 H4 OH3. What the heck is that? I should know that. I was a science major in high school. But I don't know that. Okay, that is one of those toilets where I'd rather sit on the ground in a bush with my butt fully exposed to the elements. There's something on the wall here. There was not. Okay, so nothing in the house. I can't walk past there. It wasn't the second door, was there? Well, there is, but it's closed. Is it open? No. But exposed to the elements. Like, rain, fog, wind, people. People aren't an element, but, you know. Okay, let's take the upper path first. Maybe. Well, true. Yeah. And yes, I do want to flip that house. Mostly because house flipper is very common. Okay, so that path goes to the beach. This path disappears. Fine. And I guess I'll go take a walk on the beach. I want to get inside the lighthouse. I should say before I keep talking about House Flipper that I don't know if this game is in Unity. It didn't register when I was starting it. Because I was doing other things. It's going well. I sort of flipped my sleep schedule again. So I went to bed at around 10 something. I thought I heard something this morning, and I set my alarm for 5:15, and I woke up about 25 minutes ago. I mean, I do remember turning off my alarm and being awake in between there, because my neighbor, I think it's the elephant man upstairs, he was hammering something literally for over an hour. But I managed to fall back asleep. I wonder if these are for crabs. But the hammering permeated my dreams, so I dreamt about my mom's former neighbor. And them hammering and painting and all kinds of things.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
Maybe this isn't where I want to go. Let's go down and check behind here first. It's very pretty. The reason I didn't sleep last night was because I was reading first The Maze Runner 2 and then Crazy Rich Asians, and then I started Maze Runner 3 but I didn't finish it. And then this past night I spent 9, 10, maybe even more hours playing Days Gone. I decided against
I have found the
streaming
ship's
it.
manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
Okay. Now I wish I hadn't taken the stairs. Well, too late, I guess. No, 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 no. We do not want to drown. Okay, fine. I guess we can't cross. I guess we do take the stairs. You can't. There's no like environment to flip in Hungry Cat Picross. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, Maze Runner. It's funny how every media I accidentally choose, almost at least, has an element of I promise I'll stop yawning soon. Has an element of the current situation in it. Because in Maze Runner 3, The Death Cure, there's a viral infection going around. And people are either pretending not to have it. Ooh, let's not fall down there. Or they die. And there are some that are immune. And, well, you get what I'm getting at.
A wonderful sight. The moon cresting the junction between the cliff path and the stone circle. It cast a shadow of the ridge across the beach, all the world as if you had signed your name in untidy handwriting.
So that got a little too close for comfort. So I decided I needed to kill zombies instead. Or whatever they are. It's unclear.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff path died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Of course. I think that's,
I quote directly. A motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
I don't remember what I was saying. Disappeared. Oh, right. I think I know what this plant is, but I don't know the English word for it. It has disappeared. Ooh, and there's the boat. Or maybe that's not the boat, it's just a boat.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
It's called Jung in Swedish. Maybe.
I threw my arms wide and the cliff opened out before me, making this rough home. I transferred my belongings from the bothy on the mount and tried to live here instead. It was cold at night and the sea lapped at the entrance at high tide. To climb the peak, I must first venture even deeper into the veins of the island, where the signals are blocked altogether. Only then will I understand them, when I stand on the summit and they flow into me, uncorrupted.
No, I want to go inside there and see what the heck that was. Because suddenly it looked like I'm in a Lovecraft thing. Because that looked like Cthulhu. And yes, that's today's pronunciation of it. That's the same as in the house. I swear I'll be awake soon. Oh. I didn't notice that. Was there really no exit? Either way, that looks like a giant squid swimming down. Okay. Are the Hebrides near Britain? Could you Google that for me, Ash? I feel like they are. Still
He still
very pretty.
maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired.
Huh?
I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was
What's a
expecting
bothy?
just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
Chemistry, and I bet that's a Bible. Now the question is, do I go up there or do I go further in there? Could also go back that way. But that's where we came from, except just higher. Let's see if we can go up here. No. Ah. Okay, fine. I will follow this path, I guess. That was actually my first instinct, but then I thought, no. No, Heathcliff, no. It can't be Heather. I was so sure that Heath was like a Moor or something. Okay, this is kind of claustrophobic. Don't kill me, game. I turn on my flashlight. Oh, I can... Oh. Okay. Okay. Don't kill me. Oh! Trophy earned. Donnelly. Silver.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Is Esther dead? I feel like Esther's dead. And that place he just talked about is where she died. Or, well, where she was critically injured to the point of causing her death. Is this the yogurt? Yes. Exactly. think I can go over there as well. But you know what? I'm gonna walk this way.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
What does it say? Neither did something nor drunk. Oh. Is the first word and? I think it might be. That looks like a car seat. I can't read it from this angle.
It's only at night that this place makes any sluggish effort at life. You can see the buoy and the aerial. I've been taking to sleeping through the day in an attempt to resurrect myself. I can feel the last days drawing upon me. There's little point now in continuation. There must be something new to find here. Some nook or some cranny that offers a perspective worth clinging to. I've burnt my bridges. I've sunk my boats and watched them go to water.
That's not the same lighthouse. That must be a completely different island. Does that technically qualify as a lighthouse? It looks like it's just a tower. Like just sticks. Big metal fangs. I didn't say fangs, I said fangs. Like poles. Isn't this where I came from? Where am I going? This is where I came from. I must have missed something. Is there an up there? Aw. Tell Maggie I say hi back. I told you that they discontinued the, that, right? No more Maggies. Is there an up here, maybe?
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Oh. Donnelly is the guy who killed her in a drunk driving accident.
When I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition.
Nope, nope, nope. She is, yes.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Is that the aerial?
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders.
Jakobsson.
He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Where's the octopus again?
When the oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by. When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake.
Rude.
I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
Oh shit. I wonder if he's actually sick or just depressed. It's hard to tell. I mean, I'm not saying that depression isn't an illness and that it's not serious. It's just... Okay, I guess we're not going that way. I can take a hint. No? I can see it up there. Fine. Yeah.
In a footnote,
wish.
the editor comments that at this point, Donnelly was going insane as syphilis tore through his system like a drunk driver. He's not to be trusted. Many of his claims are unsubstantiated, and although he does paint a colourful picture, much of what he says may have been derived directly from his fever. But I've been here, and I know, as Donnelly did, that this place is always half imagined. Even the rocks and caves will shimmer and blur with the right eyes.
I'm getting Donnelly confused with Paul. Paul is the drunk driver. I was confused there for a bit. I was like, do people still get syphilis?
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
It's one of those diseases that you think, like...
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
How do people still... I'm not talking about current times. But how do people still get these weird diseases? How have we not managed to get rid of them? Which I guess does apply to current times. This terrifies me. Especially when you can see the water slowly disappear. But if there's a still lit candle here, I guess it never goes high enough where I'd get stuck in the cave. Like in, oh! Fuck. I don't think I was supposed to do that. Trophy and Jacobson. Maybe I was.
Donnelly did not pass through the caves. From here on in, his guidance, unreliable as it is gone from me. I understand now that it is between the two of us, and whatever correspondence can be drawn from the wet rocks.
Is that where I fell from? How is there a candle here? This is terrifying though. That sound. Bioluminescence fascinates me.
They'd stop the traffic back as far as the Sanford Junction and come up the hard shoulder like radio signals from another star. It took 21 minutes for them to arrive. I watched Paul time it to the second on his watch.
This is very weird. And in here, how many candles were there? Isn't this where I came from? Oh, there's a second path. I want to get out more than I'm scared of the claustrophobia. Oh dear. Well, fuck. I'm so lucky I fell in now. when there's actually a path here that the water created. Then again, maybe I hadn't fallen in the first hole if I'd been here 200 years ago. But I can't go that way. I'm sorry, it's all the white noise. I have a white noise app to help me sleep. So all this white noise is making me tired. I wonder if I can still want to go inside that one. You know what, fuck it. Let's see. No. Fine. My white noise app has purple and a few other as well, but I don't know if I've ever listened to brown noise more than just like 10 seconds. And I don't think I've really listened to pink noise either. My old white noise app. Hang on, let me grab a drink. My old white noise app had a bunch of different ones, like rain on a car roof. City traffic. There we go. My favorite was oscillating fan. If I wasn't using actual white noise. Okay, let's keep going. Again, bioluminescence is fantastic.
I am traveling through my own body, following the line of infection from the shattered femur towards the heart. I swallow fistfuls of painkillers to stay lucid. In my delirium, I see the twin lights of the moon and the Ariel shining to me through the rocks.
Crystals. Lots of them. I was thinking this that I'm walking towards was another drawing, but I realized that it's not. I just still had to look at it. Can I walk that way? No. Huh. While he's complaining in bed, I'm walking around and a stalactite punctures my skull. Appropriate ending, right? Is this where I came from? I don't think so, right? No, it's not. Yes. No, I'm actually on one of the islands of the Hebrides, which is why I asked about that earlier. But it very well could be the interloper. I missed that game. Oh wow. I know I missed the path down below, but I know
this is a drowned man's face, reflected in the moonlit waters. It can only be a dead shepherd who has come to drive you home.
Okay, I'm gonna try some fun. Okay, fine, it wasn't that deep. I'm still stuck though, I think. Whoops. Oh, never mind. Huh. Damascus as taken. Well, Damascus. Okay. We don't have time to unwind whoever wrote that, or rewind perhaps, because they are unwound. Angry for being angry. No. Angry for being... There's no and. And it shall be a furious Leap? Why? Oh, is this gonna be cold enough to kill me? Why am I concerned? He obviously wants to die. This I'd never do in reality in real life. Just by the way. If this island really exists, oh fuck no. Not a trophy. I was like, a piano? No, not a piano. Don't want to be underwater. Okay, I guess I either drowned or made it far enough. Okay, that's where I'm going. Yes, biggest team nope in quite a while. It smells like chicken. I wonder if one of my neighbors is having chicken for dinner. You know, one of those whole chickens that you buy from the charcuterie section. Hey, pro sale. Trophy earned, Esther. Also silver. Did you finish it? Does one finish it? Is it finishable? Or does it just... Okay, I'm gonna follow the candles. That's a very pretty moon.
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
to go to over there? Maybe I should follow the path. Since I do have a broken leg. Possibly.
I returned home with a pocket full of stolen ash. Half of it fell out of my coat and vanished into the car's upholstery. But the rest I carefully stowed away in a box I kept in a drawer by the side of my bed. It was never intended as a meaningful act, but over the years it became a kind of talisman. I'd sit still, quite still for hours, just holding the diminishing powder in my palm and noting its smoothness. In time, we will all be worn down into granules, washed into the sea and dispersed.
Is that a heart-starting machine? What's the word? Defibrillator? My dad was cremated. I don't know why I felt the need to mention that, but I did. There you have it. You do still visit him in the cemetery, though. There's a special spot for cremations where they pour the ash out, I guess. Is there a term for that? This candle. This might be the weirdest one. Maybe. Pour the ash out, I said. I'm pretty sure there's a term for it, but I can't remember. Anyway. Candles. Spreading the ashes, right, yes. Thank you. What's this? Is it for fishing? Is it boat parking lots? I am very unnautical. If the boat isn't the size of a house, I'm gonna get seasick. And by house, I mean like a huge ass apartment building. Not like normal house. That's a different one. Huh. I don't think I've ever met an Esther. If I have, and you're watching, forgive me. I don't remember.
Paul, by the roadside, by the exit for Damascus, all ticking and cooled, all feathers and remorse, all of these signals routed like traffic through the circuit diagrams of our guts, those badly written boats torn bottomless in the swells, washing us forever ashore.
Suddenly, for a moment, I thought, oh no, there's a monster here. Like this game suddenly turned into Resident Evil Seaside Edition. And Nemesis was coming to get me. Around? I can't tell what that one says. Healing from a light from heaven. Huh. Shown. Thank you. I got it.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Well, that's a way to deal with grief. On a sudden, a light from heaven shone all around him, and he fell from the ground to the ground. And yes, I will go up those stairs in a moment. Are those the crystals? No, that's just a new shock line. So as I said, I was playing Days Gone, and it has photo mode, but the stars go out of focus when you use photo mode. I was trying to get a good picture of the sky. Didn't go super well. I still got a decent one though. But the stars weren't as bright in the photograph as I wanted them to be. I thought about streaming it. But I'm kinda glad I didn't.
When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they resuscitated him by hitting him in the chest with stones gathered by the roadside. He was lifeless for 21 minutes, Certainly long enough for the oxygen levels in his brain to have decreased and caused hallucinations and delusions of transcendence. I'm running out of painkillers, and the moon has become almost unbearably bright.
Wait, I thought Paul was a human in our time. Is that a person? That kind of looks like a person. Have I completely lost my mind? Oh. I guess I'm supposed to walk. No? Okay, fine, never mind. Trophy earned, Man of the Rocks. Okay. Maybe I'll get there eventually anyway. Why not both to what? Oh, is that a person?
I've begun my
Have I lost
voyage
my
in a
mind?
paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
And as he was proceeding on this journey, maybe his journey, and was come near God. I can't tell what that says. I'm pretty sure that did not say Damascus. Near. Is that a G? And there's an I. Huh. I don't know. And he...
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his
Neither did
syphilis,
he eat nor
retreating
drink.
into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
And he was no, not tired. There. 3 days. I can't tell. Three days without sights? Maybe? So it wasn't just a line of chalk. It was writing.
Bent back like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended, these wretched painkillers, this form inconstant. I will take flight,
No.
I will take flight.
And it came to pass that as I made my journey I can't tell what it says, I'm too close. New. I cannot figure that one out. The light around about me. Maybe. I could not see.
I have dredged these waters for the bones of the hermit, for the
For
traces
the
of Donnelly, for any sign of Jakobsen's
glory.
flock, for the empty bottle that would incriminate him. I have scoured this stretch of motorway 21 times, attempting to recreate his trajectory, the point when his heart stopped dead and all he saw was the moon over the Sanford Junction. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all, and it was not his fault. It was the converging lines that doomed him. This is not a recorded natural condition. The gulls do not fly so low over the motorway and cause him to swerve. The paint scored away from his car in lines like an infection, making directly for the heart.
Converging lines. Isn't that a magic thing? Something with... No, I'm thinking of ley lines. This game is doing things to my head. Came into... That sent the message.
We will leave twin vapor trails in the air, white lines etched into these rocks. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him. But who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me.
Well, thank
I will
you
look
for
to my
hanging
right
out.
and see Paul Jacobson flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Oh God. So this is the path I walked just a little bit ago. These are the boats.
Come back.
There's something deeply unfulfilling about so little story. Like, I have so many questions. I did not. Trophy earned, Paul. I must have looked away at that moment. Of course I did. Or maybe there was no shadow. Oh! The Chinese room don't exist anymore, do they? Don't think they do. I think they only published like 2 games. Oh, I'm not a very religious person, so that was completely lost to me. They also did Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. Of course they did. What's that? Oh, they did the first Amnesia game. One of the Amnesia games, I should say. Maybe not. That's not the first one. It's from 2013. It's the second one. Okay. Well, that was only an hour and a half. I don't feel like I'm done yet, but I don't know what else to play. I don't know if I have anything else to play. I really liked, well, I don't, because I don't have that installed and I have no way of playing that or streaming that. So no, I don't have that. Yes, Everyone's Gone to the Rapture was very strange, but pretty good. I wish it had been... I mean, I walk around a lot. I wish it had been maybe a little shorter. Or maybe slightly more condensed. I'm trying to think if I have anything on my PS4 that I can stream. Yes. I'm still thinking. You know what? This is gonna be it for today. Yes. The Thinker. This is going to be it for today. Thank you for hanging out. I thought this game was longer than it was. I'm sorry that I don't have anything else prepared, but I'll see you Monday for Day of the Tentacle, where we maybe can actually control the third person at some point. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you again. Bye!